Jefferson County Committee meetings to order at 9:05. All commissioners are present. I'd like to ask Mr. Cal Marker to lead us in a word of prayer, please.
All right. Good morning, commissioners. Lead us off in prayer. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the vaccine and the doctors and the people that worked hard to create it and help us all to get through this pandemic. Thank you for the commissioners. Thank you for Tony Patelis and Theo and everybody that worked so hard to serve you by serving our citizens here. Be with us and lead us and guide us and direct us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Let's just begin with Commission District 1. Are you ready?
I am.
Scales, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, sir. We have two items for the Public Works, Community Services, and Intergovernmental Relations Committee. First item is the Gulf Coast Underground LLC, and this is regarding a structural defect identification and replacement. Excuse me. We have item number 2, CMB Piping. This is about an LDOT permit on Highway 78. Do we have any questions concerning either of these items?
I do. On item 1, we're spending $6 million to identify structural defects, and I saw where it's first-time pipe inspections. Now, we've had this system about 100 years, and we've never inspected some of the parts of it. Is that what this is?
So,
Yeah, this is David Dinner. We've had 700 miles, originally before unification, but, we took over 2,400 miles in the early 2000s. So, what we're calling first time are basically ones we don't have actual TV on. So we did some early on with the consent decree, but it was a whole lot less quality and everything else. So we're probably 80% through getting through the whole system. Our goal is actually TV the system every 15 years. So it's getting to that first part of the program. So, but the $6 million includes inspection, and the bulk of that money actually goes to rehabilitation, to doing liners and fixing pipe, as opposed to the inspection part of it.
Okay. Move to item 1 and 2.
okay. We have a motion to move items 1 and 2. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
All right.
We have 2 grants. As a matter of fact, I have a third that is through the system, which is the Dannon project as well. And so, Mr. President, if you will oblige, I'm going to make sure that I give you all the paperwork so we can come back to that third item, but it has gone through the system. This is in regards to a program that the Dannon project will be providing to a school system. So item number 1 is for Carver High School athletics. Item number 2 is for Midfield High School athletics. Do we have any questions in regards to those 2 items? Both are in the amount of $5,000 each.
Move 1 and 2.
Items 1 and 2. Do I have a second? I'm sorry.
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. It has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. And I would also like to, Mr. President, if we could come back, if you don't mind, for that last item with Dannon, so you know exactly what you will hopefully support today. And then the last thing that we have is, we'll talk about it. I really appreciate the county manager for assisting with the site that's in Joe and I in our district for the vaccination that UAB is in partnership with. So I wanted to at least tell you thank you for that as well. And I can talk a little bit more about that later. But thank you, Mr. President. And don't forget about that Dannon project item. It's going to be in the amount of $7,000 ask that they have for a program that they're trying to provide to a school district.
And that's in the system. It should be finished by
Yeah,
Thursday.
matter of fact, I know that it's already at milling now. So it will be ready, Mr. President, for approval for Thursday. So we're already at that point. Is my point is just that we didn't get it to the actual this agenda, but it's already through the system.
What did you say it's for?
It is a musical program that they are offering. It's a cultural arts program that they are offering to the school system. They asked for 10, but we agreed to do 7.
I'll move it to the
Unanimous consent.
unanimous consent.
Second.
Okay. The item has been moved and seconded to go for unanimous consent, and I'm sure, do we have to have roll call, Mr. President?
No, you'd be
Are we
fine.
good?
Any opposed is what we would do.
Okay.
If there's no opposed, you're good.
Okay. All right, so does that mean that the item is already carried?
No, it
Or
means
we just-
approved to consider it.
Okay, very good. All right, thank you. And I'll give you the paperwork on it. so
I'll
you can
move the
have it.
item.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
And that is for it to be discussed, am I correct?
It's approved to move to the agenda.
To the
Move
Okay,
to the
well,
agenda for
good.
approval.
All right, and then I'll still make
Yeah.
sure you have the paperwork.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Community and Economic Development, Human Resources.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Morning.
everyone. Department of Community Service and Workforce Development, Dr. Hamilton, please.
Good morning, everybody.
You always do show up, you just there.
The first item is a resolution for the Commission President to execute modification number 2 to the 20 agreement with the Alabama Department of Labor for our own the Jobs Training Program, or OJT. Basically, ADOL serves as the paying agent for these businesses, and we just simply want to extend the agreement till June 30th, 2022.
Is this just due to COVID?
That's correct.
Not being able to do it?
That's correct.
Are we getting a good return on this?
We are. And a lot of businesses are actually getting reimbursed for their training of people, so they get to try the car before they buy it, and then can be reimbursed up to 50 to 75%. The second item is the same thing. It's just for our 19 program and extending it to 2021. Number 3 is a DRI loan write-off for Deborah Prater. This was in reference to the tornado that hit Jefferson County in 1998. She has passed away, and so the balance of her loan is not collectible. Number 4, we just added $100,000 to our roofing contract. So this is whenever people call in and need assistance with roof, we just refer them to our roofing contract, which is S&W Construction. And the last item is for Mary Williams, a satisfaction of mortgage. It was for a CDBG DRI loan, again, going back to the 1998 tornado, and she's paid that loan off in full.
I move 1 through 5.
Second.
Been first, second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Thank you. I can go all the way down to my,
I'll move the grant.
Second.
I would like to add items for Community Affairs Committee, $18,000 grant. The paperwork is being processed through the system, and I would like to see if we can get this passed and moved for Thursday.
You want to?
What is it? What did you say, Ms. Tyson?
It's a community grant going to Community Affairs Committee.
Who's
Ms.
the
Alvarez, and I would like to get this moved to Thursday.
Who is that?
The CAC is the same organization that actually does the Unity Breakfast for Martin Luther King, but they also do other events within the city and the county.
I'll move that we move for unanimous consent to move it forward.
Second.
It's been first and second. Did I get a second?
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? It passed.
Thank you. I want to take 1 second, President. I want y'all to look at the paperwork that Michael brought into you, Mr. Miller.
Hey,
You still have to vote on it, Sheila.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Now, what you do, you did unanimous consent, which got it on the agenda. That, or got it consideration. Now you need to put placed on the agenda.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not in the room so I can't hardly hear.
I'll move it pending the process.
Second.
Okay.
It's been first and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. So if you look at your paperwork that I have, that Mike brought in there to you, look at the last page. All of these are the shot clinics, and we are adding them every day. If you look at your last page, we actually added, we added CVS, Ross Bridges, and several other pharmacies that we are adding. So you will probably get a list or an additional to the list every day. We have over 1,200 sites that was offered. Cathedral of the Cross, so many churches offered their facility to be provided as a shot site. So as they go down, the health department is going out to the sites, seeing which site qualifies for it, because all sites don't. And then we don't need shot clinics next door to shot clinics. They have a range on which way in the direction and the distance that they want the clinics. They are still pulling off the list. It's almost 200,000 people on the waiting list. They are pulling off of that, and they're still taking appointments from the phone line and from off of the web. So you will receive an updated list at least once a week as we add the clinics. I asked all of the commissioners if you had a site that you would like, and they would consider that site also. So you would get a list every week.
Commissioner Tyson, and I'm glad that you stated that the UAB site that is over at Cathedral of the Cross that we work to get, I know that they are providing
the shots got here.
Okay.
But they already on the list because they was a vaccine, they was a testing site.
So this right now, this particular, this is different. That's why I was thanking you, Mr. Patelis, for working with the Sheriff's Department. Basically, in short, I wanted to make sure this is just for public consumption, because this is a public meeting, that when we coordinated our efforts with UAB, because of the fact that UAB is getting the vaccines, that is going to be slightly different than some of the things that are going on now. And so I just wanted to make sure that we brought that clarification. Bishop Wright and I have been working very hard together to make sure that area, along with Joe, to make sure that we facilitate it. And so I just wanted to make sure, just to for the public consumption, that the vaccines that they have is what UAB is getting directly. And then, if something else is added on to that post the fact, that we'll definitely make sure that everyone knows. So I really appreciate that update. Thank you.
I would like to say something. We are working with Dr. Knapp and have been working with Dr. Knapp from the first vaccines that they received. UAB is getting 15,000 vaccines a week. So you will find that UAB will be getting more clinics than any of the other facilities. Then Kahama is next in line. They're getting theirs directly from the federal government. But UAB is getting theirs directly from the state. They are getting more vaccines from the state than any clinic in the state of Alabama. Kahama has clinics all over the state of Alabama. They have 5 in Jefferson County. So they're getting their vaccines directly from the federal government, along with Price Health Center and several of the other clinics that's getting theirs directly from the federal government. Congresswoman Sewell came down. She increased the vaccine delivery by the week for the federal funded clinics. That's why they will be getting more vaccines, but they still will not get 15,000 vaccines. So that's why you will see UAB add more of the the more of the sites than you would any of the other clinics. We have a weekly call that I meet with the UAB doctors and the UAB, along with Dr. Mark Wilson at the Jefferson County Health Department. Walter Jackson is also on the call, and it'll be several of us on the call organizing these clinics. And I want to thank y'all for participating and actually trying to make sure that we have vaccines throughout Jefferson County.
Okay.
And you will receive another update every week. We add clinics, it will be an update. So like I said, a lot of the churches that's on here, they have been on their Pleasant Grove will be receiving a clinic also. So a lot of the clinics you will see popping up is from the very beginning. We had 1,200 sites on the list. So we're not leaving out anyone. So it's 1,200 sites and they just got to be approved. They're not going to use all of the sites. Thank y'all so much.
Hey, Commissioner. Mr. Tyson,
Yes, sir.
don't forget Hueytown.
Hueytown is getting ready to come up. They went out and took pictures of Hueytown, and they're getting ready and getting prepared to give Hueytown their vaccine.
Yeah, and they've already approved the storm shelter, the storm shelter department.
We will find that out today.
Okay.
Went out and looked at the site and everything.
All right.
So we got doses coming from the state to UAB and to, I guess, the health department, right?
They're going from UAB to the health department to the neighborhood pharmacies. That's where the state, most of the shots are going to. Majority of the federal health clinics are going, they're getting theirs directly from the federal government, like Harbor Price, they're getting all of theirs from the federal government. Cooper Green is getting ready to open up their shot clinic also, Cooper Green Clinic. They're getting ready to open up their shot clinic. So I know, Commissioner, you asked also, Commissioner Knight, about a shot clinic. You haven't given me your list. It's probably 9 times out of 10, the churches are already on the list.
Right.
So once you give us the okay, they will go out and see do it qualify to be a vaccine site. So
All right.
we're not leaving out anyone.
No, I understand. And the Walmarts and the CVS's, those are direct from the feds, aren't they?
But directly from the Fed.
Okay.
And some of them are getting Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah.
And that's that one shot. They're getting Johnson & Johnson, Walmart and Sam's. And I would like for y'all, one day we can go and tour a couple of the sites. I would like that also.
Okay. That carries us down to.
Did we move her item 1 to the agenda? I don't think we voted on it.
I thought we did.
We did number
Yeah,
2.
we did.
Did we vote? Okay.
Yeah, the local kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, we did that, and then we went to new business. All right, Administrative and Infrastructure Committee, Roads and Transportation. We have items Hydro Engineering, Vate Geoscience, Azteca Systems, and Caldwell Mill Road and Old Looney Mill Road. We're accepting some street maintenance at Meadow Ridge,
Maybe 1 through 4.
1 through 4.
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, number 5. You need street maintenance acceptance for Meadow Ridge. You need explanation on that one.
Do what?
You need explanation on 5.
That's another failed subdivision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be in the last meeting. There was phase 1 and 2 y'all approved last time, and the date got messed up on this one, kicked it to the date.
Okay.
Where is that?
Meadow Ridge, Heather, can you tell them where Meadow Ridge subdivision is? You there, Heather? Hold on a second, Commissioner.
That's all right, that's all right.
I got it.
We got geotechnical engineering, Terracon, while he's looking for that, that's for the Grants Mill Road project. The West End Health Center, which is gonna be good news, that's the, surplus property. Pump station upgrades, PSO3, Alabama Power Utility relocation on Springdale Road Bridge replacement. I need to know, which Springdale Road is that? We've got three or
Up there
four
in
of them.
Tarrant.
Tarrant, when you Joe? Okay.
It's been on the books for about 47 years.
All right, good to see it moving in. Bryant Park School Road Improvement Purchase Disclosure. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we have 5 memorandums of understanding for debris removal. For whatever reason, Brookwood was submitted at the same time. And Brookside, not Brookwood, Brookside was submitted at the same time. And it's been executed and ready to go, and I need to add it as an item of new business.
And that's in the system also.
It's already in the system and everything, just
I'm gonna move for unanimous consent
Second.
at Brookside.
Second.
motion made and seconded for unanimous consent. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move the
No
item.
opposed, it's gonna. All right,
So I move 5 through 14 plus Brookside.
5 through 14 plus Brookside, Commissioner
Second.
Knight.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Tyson and Scales. All in favor say aye.
Can I ask a question on 7 real quick?
Yeah, me too.
So we're just declaring it as surplus, which takes it to another process
To sell it, that's
to
correct.
sell it. So we
Yeah.
have to go through 772 if there's
Well,
anything other than that market.
no, we've done the due diligence on that, but it has to be, we have to vote on this today before we can bring the sale to you. And this is the clinic of West End.
Do we have is there a price already?
Yes,
established?
yes. And we sent a package to all of your offices last week.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen it.
Yeah, and we're not selling it, you know. Hopefully, we can bring it up as new business Monday if we get the deed done before Thursday. Before Thursday, so we can sell it. Price is $386,427.
Has that been appraised?
Yes.
Is that the appraisal price?
We're
Or is
looking.
did we have to put it out for bids? I mean, because we had a similar situation where we tried to sell some property that was, you know, I just want to make sure that the same process, all the hoops that we had to go through to sell a piece of property in Fultondale, that we follow in those same steps.
Well, what we could do is, once we get this done.
You know what I mean?
Okay. All hoops were jumped.
Huh?
All hoops were jumped.
Okay.
Perhaps we need
So it took
to,
about a year to do that.
yeah, perhaps we need to look at the process that was followed this time and adopt it moving forward.
Well, it's the problem with that issue that you had, the appraised value was higher than what the buyer wanted. The value of this building is actually more than what the market in that area is. We'll be selling this at $18.25 a foot. In that area, the market's from $11 to $16 a square foot.
I just don't want to, I just want to make sure that we're fair across the board in how we approach these things. And, you know, if there's some kind of internal issues that maybe provide some roadblocks, then I'd like to eliminate those.
Okay. County attorney, we have,
By the way, that business got blown away in the tornado.
I didn't hear that.
That business got blown away in the tornado.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Well, now you can start all over again.
Hey,
and we'll sell it back to her.
No, he's already poured a pad.
Oh, yes.
For the new part.
We have minutes from our commission meeting on
Second.
March 11th. Motion second. All in favor say aye. We have one item of new business that would be coming out of the county attorney's office that will require unanimous consent for the COVID leave benefits to be extended till June the 30th under the same terms and conditions as they exist now.
Move the item.
With unanimous consent, we have a motion.
Second.
And a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposition, so it's unanimous consent. So COVID leave benefits to extend to June the 30th under the same terms and conditions
And when do they expire presently?
into this month.
Right.
Okay.
31st, this will be the last meeting opportunity.
I move the item.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Any opposed? Passed unanimously. Have one acknowledgement from the Sheriff's Department for legal services. Requested amount of $180,000 is for the Ken Terry Law Firm. Motion to move that to the agenda.
Yeah, but it's for informational purposes. We still have to vote on it? Okay. Move the
I
item.
vote that I acknowledge it.
Yeah. We acknowledge it to move it to the agenda. Everything requires that
Second.
motion.
Now, second.
No motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Move to the agenda. And I apologize for these other ones that we have. We have a resolution to submit for the purchase of land in Shady Grove, Alabama, or on Shady Grove Road, offering the state of Alabama offering to purchase land owned by the state adjacent to the Shady Grove Fire Department for $100. If the offer is accepted, the county staff will be engaged to purchase the property and transfer it to the fire department for expansion.
How much we getting for $100?
Oh, I don't know.
Couple feet?
No, it's actually,
It tax sale,
yeah, it's a tax sales and that the
state has.
state has, and they will transfer it to the county for $100. And it's a pretty good little size.
Yeah, it is.
I would,
No pun intended, it's a fire sale?
It's a fire sale.
well, I would like to know where it is, and then are we fixing to incur a liability?
I don't think so. We're gonna
turn around and sell it.
Well, I understand that, but they just got hit with an EF1 tornado. Is it, have we
It's
seen
vacant
it
property,
since?
I think.
Huh?
Vacant property.
Okay. Well, I mean,
And this is actually an offer, according to Chris, is notifying the state. We intend to. I think the state's considering another offer now. If they come back to us, then we'll go through the process and everything to get you more information. But this puts them on notice that this gives us in the hopper to
well,
get it basically.
and all I'm saying is, have we put eyeballs on it since last Wednesday? In other words, did it get turned up by that tornado?
No.
Oh. Good.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
This isn't someone trying to get rid of a bunch of junk. This is the fire department trying to
Sure.
expand and improve the coverage for the people in the area.
I understand that.
And
There you go.
Did you Google Earthon?
Yeah.
26.
It just looks like it's just some trees, some.
it's just, yeah. All right, you move it, Sheila? Sheila moved it.
Second.
Joe seconded. All in favor say aye. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And, that carries us on to, did you have anything, Tony?
The only thing is, we're still waiting on guidance on the American Recovery Act, and once we get that, we're working. We're working to be ready once we get the funds and once we get the guidance to move forward.
Same process as before.
Yes.
When When are we anticipating, have we heard anything from Treasury about when that, come? When will that start date be? Don't you have to do something within 60 days?
You have to apply for it, but they haven't even sent us the paperwork to apply.
If you check the bank account, make sure that it's do that. Commissioner Knight.
All right, finance. Ms. Dixon, are you online?
I am. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have our item number 1, which are unusual demand report, item 2 and 3, and 4 are our normal purchasing agenda report. Are there any questions about those items?
I'll move 1 through 4.
Have a motion, 1 through 4.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Under budget management office, we have our multiple staff development and our individual staff development.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Now, what's this sheriff stuff?
That's the RSO officers.
Okay, because I didn't know what the TAAS are, okay. All right.
Okay,
Go ahead.
under item number 2, for information only, we have a budget amendment for EMA to draw down fund balance to cover overtime and upgraded telephone system. And I think Mr. Coker is on the line if you have any additional questions related to that item.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, well, thank you, Ms. Dixon.
Thank you.
All right, Board of Registrars, Mr. Stevenson, you got a couple of changes you want to discuss with us?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
After every major election cycle, we all of us involved in elections, specifically the Board of Registrars, look how can we make the process better, make it more efficient. We always wind up moving some precincts or splitting some precincts, and we're beginning that process now. There's several in the pipeline. I've talked to most of you all about things that are happening or are going to be coming forth in your district. This is what we have now. We have the relocation in the Sandusky area. The Senior Citizen Center has closed. It did not make it through the pandemic. So City of Birmingham, we've got a very good relationship with the Park and Rec Board. So we've been moving this to the Sandusky Hudson Community Center, which is a pretty new facility. It's very nice out there on Pratt Road. Also, number 2, this is in District 5. We're moving from Horizon to Shades Mountain. This is going to be a big improvement for the voters there. Much more parking, much more accessibility from several different directions. And then the third one is a name change. McElwain, will still be there. This is just a name change for the church, so we can properly recognize that and get every voter mailed an update card identifying the new name. So.
Which is associated with Shades Mountain. Right?
They're in an association agreement with Shades Mountain. Shades Mountain, I believe, is bringing them under their ministry, and so really excited about the future of the new Hope Community Church, Birmingham, there on Montevallo, and we've never had any issues out at McElwain, so I'm glad that we're still there.
I'll move 1 through 3.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Commissioner
So,
Stevens.
McElwain is no longer the McElwain Baptist.
It was McElwain Baptist, and the facility's still there. They're in a ministry agreement with Shades Mountain Baptist, and they've changed the name to the Hope Community of Birmingham. So I've spoken with everyone up there. Same staff, basically, so same people we're still dealing with in elections. So we want to mail, but this allows us to mail all the voters with the name change.
Okay.
Commissioner Stevens had a question.
Yeah, the only thing that I'll worry about Prince of Peace.
I've talked with Hoover. Now y'all split Hoover. I'm talking with Wendy, the city clerk, and they've got a few things going on where we're looking not only at Prince of Peace, but we're looking at the Hoover Park and Rec building there on Municipal Road, and there may be one more in Hoover.
Yes.
And So I'm working, the city they wanted to take the lead in that, and so I'm working with Wendy and the city, is it Allen, city manager? Yeah, so, but I plan to follow up with them in the next week, where they are on that, so we can get moving on that. I also talked to Becky recently, and, you know, Gold's Gym is undergoing that transformation, the old Gold's Gym, so we've talked about that. So there's lots of things in the pipeline, Trustful also, so Gardendale also, so, and Mount Olive, possibility, the relocation. We're playing phone tag right now, but they've, working with Chris on Mount Olive First Baptist. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. EMA, this is an acknowledgement of a grant agreement to purchase approved equipment for Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Have a motion? Second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Okay. Human Resources, we have Ms. Brown. You want to present? Hello?
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hello?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Our first item for consideration is establishing the summer internship payment. So we have 3 steps that are presented. One for high school students for $12 per hour. Step 2 is for college undergraduates for $15 per hour. And then for college graduates, step 3 for $20 per hour. The second item for consideration is our employment agreement for the Deputy Director of Environmental Services. That's just an extension of a contract. And then the third is our annual software contract with Kronos, which we budgeted for last year, and that is within budget.
Will any of these require a budget amendment?
No.
Okay, sir. We move. Have a motion?
Second.
And a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Are you getting some good response? I know you put out a document on getting people to go to that wastewater program. Are you getting is anything ticking up now?
Well, it's still early. Our application deadline is April 9th, but Ms. Warren is also on the line. Ms. Warren, do we have any activity as of yet?
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you, Caroline. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes.
We have had some responses. We've reached out to all of the schools that were on that target list. I think because of spring break is going on for some of those school districts, we think that we'll get an uptick in responses after spring break. We've had a couple of schools to reach back out to us wanting to do presentations with them around the water reclamation internship program after spring break. I think those schools are Parker and Carver High School, so we plan to do that. So we think that there will be an uptick in responses and applications after spring break and before the deadline.
Okay, for a small fee, I'll volunteer to go to the beach and hand out flyers to all the spring breakers or something. All right. Okay, thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right, Personnel Board, Jefferson County, revised resolution to dispose of board assets. Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Real quickly, just want to say our team from our Roads and Transportation Department in the last 7 weeks have just done a remarkable job in response to both of these storms. And that's not me just saying that to puff them up. That's what I'm hearing from the first responders, from the fire departments, from the public works people out there, that they are Johnny on the spot. They get in there, they get it done, they get those roads cleared, which is paramount to any kind of a storm. Shady Grove had I think it was classified as an EF1. It skipped over Mount Olive, EF0. The North and Gardendale area was an EF02.
The photo on Shady Grove Road, you couldn't even tell. You couldn't see any asphalt. It was just just trees and.
I know. And it's, now all those, on Saturday, all those trees were piled up on the side of the road, so yeah, I guess Heather got a little bit of work to do. Final thing, I'd like to somehow formally reach out and send our condolences to the Lawrence County Commission on the loss of Mr. Joey Hargrove, who was killed in an accident just a few days ago. So we can do that somehow. I don't know what the procedure
There was
is.
also a commissioner that passed away from Wilcox County.
Recently? Okay. Let's see if we can.
In Montgomery County,
Okay.
city council in Montgomery.
Council.
Okay, well, that ends my report, and I'll have some other things to say on some of the tornado stuff on Thursday.
All right.
Mr. Evans, good morning.
Yeah. Information Technology Economic Development with IT, Sri, to discuss items 1 and 2.
Good morning, Commissioners. We have 2 items for consideration in the agenda this morning. The first one is for Dell EMC Services Pro deployment for our conversion from Windows 7 to Windows 10 computers. And also second one is for our express route connectivity for disaster recovery, and both have been in the budget account for this fiscal year.
I move 1 and 2.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Not about this, but about our computers.
Yes, Commissioner.
Yes, Sheree, do we have a problem with the network? Our computers have been, or our computers in my office have been exceptionally slow.
Yeah.
I mean, like dial-up slow almost.
Your desktop computer, or is it your laptop?
My desktop, the one that's hardwired into the system.
We don't have any kind of network connectivity. There could be some issues if it's a laptop with a wireless.
Nope.
But we'll definitely check on that, Commissioner, and make sure that it's being taken care of.
I don't think that I'm the only one.
We spend a lot of quality time watching that little circle go around and around and around.
Okay, we will have someone right there this morning and take a look at all your computers.
And I think it's all of us down there. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just not.
bandwidth issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be times in the middle of a Zoom meeting or Teams meeting where it will slow down or freeze up.
Sometimes I want to tell Zach to go out and turn the antenna, you know?
Yeah. or try another AOL line, I believe what it looks like. Hang up the phone and try another AOL
My
line.
AOL works a lot better.
All right, Shruti. Thank
We
you.
have that, Commissioners.
Good deal. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I have one other item, a board appointment for Kawaka, Jack Williams. Kawaka is a 7-county region, and their recommendation was for Jack Williams.
I do have a question. I mean, we can go ahead and move it, but I still have a question.
Second? All right, motion to second, all in favor, please say aye.
You got a question?
I did have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, there's only one appointment to this particular board, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so can you tell me what RC&D Council, what do those acronyms stand for?
RC&D?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
So what I'm looking at, it says is Resource Conservation and Development Council. But I can tell it's an economic development piece.
Well,
I'm just trying to figure out what exactly do they do.
It's economic development, but it's really more about environmental. I think economic development gets thrown around. It's more like was involved with them when I was on the city council, where they did a stream restoration project and helped facilitate, along with state and local redeveloping that stream for, environmental purposes as well. So it does a little bit of both. And it covers Walker, Blunt, Jefferson, Shelby, and Children. They asked for him to be appointed.
Okay. No, I was unfamiliar, I've never heard of that committee, and just wanted to have some intelligence on it.
Commissioner, when I was mayor, they also helped us with the water project in Hoover.
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of water projects do they help with?
They'll do reclamation, they will do parks, lakes.
Like your was it?
Well, that's where I was going with.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But yeah, I mean, stuff like that, helping get it cleared out. The project in.
Do they have any funds?
They do. They have grant funds that they're able to do, but they're also able to leverage ones through the state and federal government as well, and kind of help bring all parties together to do this.
Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, it's a weird, not necessarily a weird thought, but as I was reading it, some things came to mind in terms of how they can be beneficial, even in some other ways. Yeah.
Well, and I know Jack would be helpful. Having been in the legislature, he has the availability, and he's worked with them before on the project that was in his district.
Knowledge about it.
Yeah.
He'd be good with it. I do have another question for you, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Mayor Julio Davis called yesterday. Had a nice conversation with him. They are developing an interchange there on I-22, and they're looking. They have sewer that is about 3,000 feet away. It's a good ways. And I think we had a meeting 3 or 4 months ago, and they need to get with ESD to determine if it is feasible and what they need to do to make sure that they can do their development.
What city did you say?
Graceville.
Graceville.
I thought they ran the sewer to the I-22.
It's still a good ways away.
Or did they just?
I think they just went.
David, are you still on?
Tractor place.
Yeah, we've got a couple of crossings there, but they're not connected.
Okay, so you just stubbed them basically.
Where the
just to get out of the interstate before it came through. So we've got a couple of down towards the sort of Forest Dale, that on the bottom end down there. We've got some crossings, some actual sewer there. So
this is a long way
if you guys need more details, we can look at it.
Yeah, and we need to do it because, good gracious, I-22 is going to start developing all these interchanges, and I don't know what it's going to take to get it done. I think they can do one of the developments with a local, but they really do need to get with you. And if you'll be receptive, I'll give the mayor and the economic developer up there, and perhaps Commissioner Ammons can send someone to represent that. We can get this
I need to
started.
Look at that exit, because if I know the Warrior Tractor was on the excavation was interesting.
Yeah.
So that area is pretty rocky and thrown out, but I-22 is ripe for development. We need it.
So they could get in behind us, David and Kimberly.
All right.
Or if we got $6 million to spend on viewing old pipes, then we ought to
be able to find that to create new business.
Yeah.
That was my question. Thank you.
Did you? Thank you.
Any other thing?
Nope, that's it. That's it for me. For now.
County attorney?
No. I'd like to thank Charles Tyler, the fleet manager. He's done a real good job. We just had an auction in Montgomery. He'll have a presentation coming up at the next meeting for y'all, but Boy, he's been working really hard and done the county a good job.
Good.
Oh, I do have one thing. Weather aware for
Okay.
Thursday.
Don't forget
Thursday is of moderate risk. There's a call with
Demolition.
National Weather Service here
You heard
at
me.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
If everyone wants to get on.
Yeah, that's what I was actually trying
Good.
to get everyone telling you have anything.
Just make
No.
it back about that.
They're good, we're, yeah,
You know, we went from the category last time from, a moderate, and then we ended
Yeah.
up severe.
Yeah, in a matter of a day.
And we had, I think, 24 tornadoes in the state that day.
yeah. I think it's 26 now, they added to it.
A few degrees warmer and a little more, less rain.
Thank
would have
God
been-
for that.
Yeah.
Thank God for that cool air that eased in from the northeast that night. All right.
We're adjourned, and the governor's proclamation that he updated to 22nd is here if anybody wants to see it.
What is that?
It's just a further explanation of the safer at home order.
President,
I'm sorry, y'all.
A correction.
Sheila.
It's not Pleasant Grove, it's here in town, is the one they're getting ready to open up.
Well, good.
But I need your assistance, and I will email you and let you know what I need.
Well, why don't you just step down the hall and come see me?